I've got another lathe compound slide to do to take a Banggood tool holder. I'm not sure what sort of lathe it's off. Banggood supplier with this big heavy stud in a big steel block. Obviously it's far too big. I'll have to machine this down to fit into there. It appears to have 3 machine faces and 1 rough face. Need to machine it down to fit into there. So if we measure that, it should fit anyway, but it may just fit one way because it could be worn. That's the way it fits in. So if we measure that, from 0 vernier, then we'll measure this, and you get a reading of 25.19. So I want 25.19 off this, but off both sides. So if we take 12.5mm off both sides of that, we should be pretty well on the way into getting that through there. Right, so I want 12.5 off that face. A little bit of soft aluminium welding wire on the moving jaw. Make sure that that piece doesn't lift up when you clamp it. Make sure it's settled down nice and tight. Okay. I'm just going to touch the cutter off. Setting 0. These will be square anyway. Try 2mm. Could take 10mm off it with a hacksaw. I wasn't such an idle bastard, I probably would. This material is quite tough, it's not just ordinary mild steel, which surprises us. Right, just for old time's sake I will take the thickest off with a hacksaw. this is decent material. I'm bored already. Right, so it's considerably smaller than the big block we started with. To make this fit in the T-slot we need two notches cutting out 5mm by 5mm. So we'll clamp that in there and we can cut the two notches out, 5mm deep, 5mm wide, and then that should be just about ready to go. I'm just going to touch the height off first. Right, that's it. So we set the 0 on the height. We'll need to touch off this back face. Which is there. So we can 0 that. So we go straight in with a 5mm. Right, I can lock the table off at that height. See, I'm machining it into the direction of cut, conventional milling. I don't want any clay milling on a light machine like this. Everything's locked off. It needs to be locked off. So we simply go around to the other side, leaving the height exactly the same. Touch this face off. Zero that, and then we're away again, cutting in the opposite direction. Once again, that's conventional milling. If I was to put a cut on now and go back that way, that would be clay milling. The cutter's trying to drag the workpiece in. Not ideal. Often used on big, rigid machinery, but not for Johnny. So that bit fits in there quite nicely, and that won't go in there by 1/2 mil. That's by design. I'm going to Loctite the stud into there, put it on the lathe and just machine the back of that. So we need to remove any traces of oil. that off and we'll put some Loctite on, screw it together. Doesn't take a lot of Loctite, just enough to sort of right, so that's not going to be going anywhere in a hurry. Machine that, half a minute will come off and then it's going to be good to go. This will be the first job for the new chuck. I did take it off again and whisper that register and put a clock on and it's running, it just runs dead true. It's absolutely spot on. I'm really happy with it. What I do need is a proper chuck key. It come with a chuck key that obviously wasn't the right one, but the guy even said that the chuck key supply was wrong, so we'll soon make a chuck key for it. Again, these studs are really hard, with a nice material that. Decent stuff as well. Right, that's the part all derag ready to go. Nice fit in there, just what you need. Not too tight but not piss wobbly slack. I think he wants to make a fancy handle for the top, something like I've got on my tool post. I don't want to take that off from there. I want to take the chuck off the back plate, but I will take that off and just make sure it is really clean in there. I did mark the chuck when I fitted it, and somebody says I put a Q instead of an U, and sure enough I have done. Well, again, another key that fits them. Don't need much of the register, just enough to let the chuck move a thou or so, a couple of thou each way, and I'll dial it in absolutely dead on something I know is round, a round bar, and then we can try it with different diameters and see what it's like over the range. Bollocks, man. Right. Right, so I just want a little bit off this space here. I'll just allow the chuck to wiggle very slightly. Right, back on with the chuck. Making sure the faces are really clean, which they are. The 0 mark. Up there like that. Right, that is a Q and then a 0. I mean, the clamping force on these 3 bolts, there's no way that chuck's going to move once I tighten them up. So I've got a little bit of movement there now. I'll just nip these. Right, so we've got a bit of run out now, which is what we would expect. Right, so we'll find the highest jaw, or the highest point on the chuck, which is there. Once we go across that way a little bit. Too far. I'm chasing the throw now. I'm just going to loosen the chuck off and tighten it in again on the 0 jaw, which is that one. That's the jaw you must use to finally tighten things in. And so basically within less than 1/1000th of an inch, I'll turn the bar around because it's got a smaller diameter on the other end. Right, so we're going from sort of inch down to about 3/4. And that's basically the same. And try it out on the end of here. Right, so out on the end. So, nothing. So hopefully now that chuck's going to be good to go. Once again, it's just time to say thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next week.